Hello and welcome to the Mouth Breathing Podcast. I'm your host, TJ, and today I'm joined by...
This is Lydog, reporting for duty. First time on the Mouth Breathers.
Welcome to the Mouth Breathers. We're glad to have you here. Thanks for taking the time.
Welcome. I am happy to be here. This is actually my first podcast ever. So, here we go.
Let's address the elephant in the room right away.
Let's do it.
Who did you vote for?
I am one of those people that just didn't vote. Not because I don't believe in politics or am interested in it, but really, I'm just not going to probably do that.
It's okay. It's pretty divisive. But on a more serious note, I know that you brought a serious note that we need to get into.
I brought a bank, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do on this podcast? So I wanted to jot down some ideas, and then I also was a little nervous, so I was like, I should bring some Kirkland hard seltzers, and I spilled on it right away, so now it's smeared. But the number one question that I had for you, especially after listening to the first podcast,
Yeah.
and this is referring to Venmo on windshield people.
Oh, my most successful bit. We just have to try and talk into these mics.
Yeah, so the most successful bit, Venmo on windshield people.
But we also don't want to block the camera, so it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm kind of angled.
All right, so we're talking about Venmo on windshield people right now, and
Yeah. Wait, what about them? What do you mean Venmo and windshield people?
just them as a collective, as a whole, as like a 21st century beggar. Like, my question is why don't you ever just hit them with a request for money? Because they're probably looking at that just like waiting for that to come through. Like, imagine if you hit them with a request and they just reaction, just go for it.
That's really smart. I've never thought about it that way.
Because, I mean, I don't know if these people, one, have had cars for long, but two, phones. Like, I don't think they're super tech savvy, and I think it's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot at least. One thing that I've been doing a lot is I'll just include like a resume building website link whenever I send them something. Get a job, you know.
You could go pretty deep with it if, like, honestly, what you should do is probably, like, find one of those shitty pyramid schemes that's going on. That's all about, like, recruiting people to join.
Like Bitcoin.
Yeah. Like Bitcoin, and then you'll just recruit them. And then they're going to tell their friends, and then it's always, like, that honeypot thing, and then you're just getting on one that's already established.
Okay. Is Forex a pyramid scheme?
I believe so. It has all the indicators. I've actually never looked into Forex.
Me either. But I see a lot of posts about it. Well, that feels like you're kicking someone when they're down. If I'm trying to trick them out of their bank loot.
Maybe it serves a more valuable lesson of maybe don't put the Venmo on the windshield in the first place.
That's interesting. That's like grinding your forearm into someone when you're grappling because you know they'll be better for it later.
Exactly. You're giving them the nudge off the little ledge that they have. That's probably like, I don't know. What do you think the return on that is? Nothing. Like, they're not getting much. Once they finally lose something from it, it's like, why the hell was I doing that in the first place? And then suddenly we have people that don't have fucking Venmos on their windshield.
You're playing the long game here.
No, but Venmo on windshield really got me thinking actually a little bit that all of the worst parts of life are suddenly like, they're just now stumbling upon the smartphone, or like smartphones are so readily available.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're just getting them, and like they're loud when you come across them in public, and now they're really loud online. Like, if you think about it, like beggars.
Is this a race thing now?
No, not at all. I'm just saying, like, beggars,
Yeah.
prostitutes, all of that. We have Venmo on windshield people. We have OnlyFans models, like you had mentioned in your first. And scammers, too. Like, ticket scalpers, all of that. They're just they made their way online.
Since you want to make this a race thing, that actually brings me to my next bit.
Yes.
Um, are you familiar with the slowpoke law?
I'm not.
It went into effect in 2019 in Minnesota. The rules of the road vary by state, but the law is, and you can get a citation for it if you're just driving slow in the left lane. Who's that targeting? Come on.
Driving slow in the left lane?
Yeah,
Targeting older white people?
possibly.
Who do you think it's targeting, TJ?
Um, well, I think anyone can be a bad driver, but what I will say, I think any race can be a bad driver, but this morning I was flipped off by a Somali lady in the left lane. And that's not to say that all of them are going to drive slow in the left lane, because that would be crazy, but
You know, I think being on the streets in Minnesota, you really realize that, yeah, that's probably yeah, let's maybe change the subject, but that's definitely like that's insurance is up. Insurance is up in Minneapolis in particular, so I don't know.
I witnessed a car accident on today. It was really slippery when it started snowing.
Was it? Tell me more.
Just two older white people. Can be anybody, really.
But after the accident, they both just stopped there, and then you saw that they were older white people, or you?
I just saw it driving by. I hope they're okay.
I hope so too. Car accidents are scary biz.
So when was the last time in your recollection that you chugged or shotgunned a seltzer?
Probably 2021. It's been a long time.
It's worth mentioning that my intent for you as a guest is to be a spin-off of Protect Our Parks, and one thing that they do on there a lot is turn up.
Yeah, I mean, I've been known to do it a little bit every once in a while. I think it's always better with some company.
Do you think we could have the first mouth-breathing shotgun? Wait. Yeah, we got to get into that later. But do you think we could do the first mouth-breathing shotgun here today?
I don't think so. If you want to do it,
We
I don't
know.
want to get
Well,
heartburn.
I'm not going to do it alone.
No, I don't. I think if we get another guest, I was actually going to ask you that. Like, who's your Jamie going to be?
George.
You're going to be the one searching
Not
and
me.
talking the subjects?
I'm TJ. But George might.
But George might.
I'm going through a lot of Eastern Hemisphere editors right now, trying to find where the best fit is. But as far as like a third man in here, I don't know.
Why do you think all those online editors are all in the Eastern Hemisphere? Like, the stateside people, are they getting hired, or is everyone just going to the East?
They're just much cheaper, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. I'm not gonna say their name, even if I did. It probably would not be someone that could be traced. But what I've been working with a few editors, like I said, and although they are significantly cheaper than a U.S. editor or some other European editor, their hourly rate's lower, but it seems like it takes them more hours. The final product might. There's a little language barrier. It's not always what we're going for.
Yeah. No, but I was just thinking, like, all these editors, they're always cheaper and online, but also like anyone I know that's doing it, I'm pretty sure they're all freelance as well. Is it all just freelance and online?
To my knowledge, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna go somewhere with that, but I didn't. So it's all good.
So what tell me before we go on to the next thing on your list, what is a bit that you've been working on?
Okay. A bit that I've been working on is Bitcoin's 100K. Everybody knows it now. And you probably heard it first from your most annoying friend. Because suddenly your most annoying friend is rich and they will not shut the fuck up about it. My friend, he's exactly what you would think he is. 5'3", mustache, and just a greasy boy overall. And I think
Yeah.
everyone is sitting in this room, and when you really think about it, like, you're never going to get rich on Bitcoin, just like you're never going to get rich on gambling. The only people that do it are the most annoying people.
Hmm.
That's one of my bets.
That's good. Where does it go from there?
Then I was going to talk about, I don't know, like, I'm sure you've seen, like, see, this is the thing. I don't know if it's that relatable to people, but I was seeing a lot about meme coins.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot about meme coins, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, so then I look it up a little bit, and, like, really I was just going to tell the story of what happened to me, because I decided to just fuck around and try to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, you got to do some like minor kind of crazy shit, like it's kind of like Web3 or like Tor,
Mm.
you know, just to get to the platform. It's all through like Telegram. It's kind of weird. Anyways, I get on there and I just like, I'm like, okay, so people are just like investing when it's super low. These things launch and you get to like hop in right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I got this. Like, I know a little bit about like reading charts and all of that shit, and I'm like doing basic research. I'm like, okay, let's just give it a go. And like, I invested in the first one, and I like just leave it and wake up the next day, and then I like 3x'd what I had done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, let me like go for like a bigger one, like one that I could really make money on. So I'm like all pumped up, and I just like throw it in and just I'm watching it, and it like goes up and just gone.
Yeah.
Just immediately rug pulled, gone. And then I just really like, as I'm like sitting there and like looking at it all, like it's just the worst parts of the internet. Like that is meme coins. Like I think the only thing that prepared me for it truly was just like online gaming as like a young child, like getting scammed and doing all of that. But now it's just like, oh no, it's just alive. Like those kids grew up and now they're online and they never left and they're still just scamming 24/7.
Yeah. I think
Not
everyone.
really a bit, but yeah, it's a story.
Well, it's a true story. I think everyone goes through a phase where they think they're gonna get rich off pump and dump.
Yeah.
There's a guy that in the gym that I train at who was telling me there's like no way it's gonna go wrong. He's about to like 10x his. He said he's all in, like his everything he has. He's just going in, and it's gonna hit, and then he's gonna pull out. So I mean I think we've all gone through that phase.
Yeah, there's something to that now. Like it's like what the lottery has always been, right? Like you think because you looked into it and understand it, like that's self-fulfilling prophecy, or like I'm gonna get lucky, like I got this. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's something that's happening a lot, and it's almost like they're just like all across the board, all of these get rich quick or that type of shit, the pump and dump, that's happening a lot, and they're almost marketing to the idiot within everybody that's like, why not me?
Have you heard about the Hawk Tuah girl?
I have heard about Haley.
She did a crypto scam recently, and I guess she just took a few million from her people that invested, and she pulled a Logan Paul, a Haley Paul.
A Haley Paul. She learned from
Wait,
the best.
Jake Paul works
Yeah.
with her. Logan Paul's. Maybe this crypto scam is.
I'm seeing 3, and 3 makes a pyramid. It's just all clicking if you really think about it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that came to absolutely no surprise to me. It's pretty astounding. It's like she's a millionaire. Like that's what it takes, is that then you're a millionaire.
Whenever I go around the streets at downtown at night and just say vulgar stuff like that, people get mad at me. But she does it and she blows up.
I don't understand it.
There's a double standard in America, and it's quite frankly, it's gross.
It's not what we want to see.
If people are supporting Adam 22, I only bring that up because I know how you feel. Because I know how you feel. If people are supporting that, and come on,
Yeah.
I think we do need to get religion back in the elementary schools.
I think we need to just.
Inshallah.
I think when I look back at it, I blame the show Shameless. Like I'm all about bringing shame back.
Yeah.
Like shame is a good thing because like, oh, I feel dirty or like that's bad. And now it's almost rewarded for not having any shame. It's like, oh, look at how he doesn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a very boomer take now that I'm like just hearing myself say that. But
You're becoming a Fox News dad.
Fox News dad, you liked to sleep over at the Fox News dad's house. So, like that's the house you were at, and maybe had a couple brewskis. So nothing wrong with that. I think the whole shame thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it firsthand, man. I mean, I was at the
Keep going.
Timberwolves game.
Yeah.
I was at the Timberwolves game last night, and I'm walking around, and I don't know. I think it's all hitting me. I mean, I'm 29. I'm about to be 30, and
Damn.
I'm walking around, looking at like the 16 to 22-year-old kids, and it's like it reminds me of like create a character, and they all pick like the worst characters online. Like they all want to look like these just like 24/7 streamers that are just pieces of shit with no shame.
Shameless.
And they think they look sick, but it's crazy because they actually just like walk around like as if.
What does the typical person you're talking about look like? What can they be seen wearing?
I don't know. Like, I mean, keep in mind it's like the middle of winter. It's Timberwolves, Minnesota, and they're just trying to be dripped out in something that, like, the super flared out pants and like weird dress shoes that look like clogs, and these are males, and yeah, just fucking weird, man. I think they just want to be. Everybody thinks that they're going to become the big one or hit the big lotto ticket. That's the general theme that I'm getting across.
Who is someone who's gotten the ticket and cashed it? Who do they aspire to be? Sexy Red?
Perfect example.
Or what do you mean, like an Aiden?
Yeah, like an Aiden Ross, like I don't even know their names. Those stupid fucking streamers that just egg people on and just cause issues and stupid drama. Like that's it.
It's funny you mentioned that. Because I actually got a tool to incite trolling with.
Oh yeah?
Maybe for another day.
Secret weapon?
Secret weapon. Something's
Ooh.
cooking though.
Ooh.
So what other stand-up bits do you have?
I don't know. I've just been I don't even have anything like done, really. I've just been thinking about I've just been trying to like go through like the past couple of weeks ever since we started to talk about it and like look out there and be like, "Oh, that's like either that makes no sense or that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen," and try and like rationalize it or compare it to funny things.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big simile guy.
Yeah, give me a couple good similes.
Starting a podcast is like thinking you're going to cash the big lotto ticket.
God damn it. God damn it. Let me talk about that a little bit actually.
Yeah.
I think podcast does a couple things. Why I was like, fuck it. Why not? It's like meme coins. I'm going to fuck around. I'm going to try it. Right?
Yeah.
So why I think it's good is for my job, I'm about to be in sales, and I'm going to have to market myself a little bit. Don't think of that the wrong way, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to make content. I'm going to have to talk on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I might as well learn to talk on camera doing stuff I actually like versus like trying to be like corny and appealing to people. So I like that. And if I want to find bits and make bits, that's how you do it.
Have you ever heard of property sex?
I know what property sex is. Yes.
I don't know much about the real estate business, but is it anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. I've also never worked in a hospital, but I see what goes on there too.
Yeah. Medical sales are crazy. Yeah, but okay. What are some other good similes?
Similes. Our pant legs are high like flare pants.
Actually, that's fair.
I don't know what you mean by flare pants, to be honest.
I mean, like
they go out.
yeah, like oversized pants, like swaggy Asian look. Like that look
yeah.
belongs to
They're
Yakuza adjacent or people that can break dance way better than these people that are wearing it. That's the purpose of the baggy pants, so you can be fluid.
Yeah.
And I think it just doesn't work. Or like you have white guys with the Edgar haircut. You have white guys with bowl cuts right now.
And they're taking the Edgar cuts from my people.
Yeah.
So.
And it's come on, guys, just come on.
No bien.
No bien.
I would like to get involved with the Yakuza. Not in any like trade or anything, but I know that if you want to do MMA in like Japan, it's more often than not through them. So that, and they're good hosts. They'll show me a good time. So I think it would just be really fun if I stay totally legal and just go hang out maybe.
Yeah, you almost just have to make them like really like you, because I mean they're gonna fix the fights too.
Maybe that's why there's always a highlight reel in Asian fights.
The epic.
The Yakuza, it all came full circle.
I think that's what it is, man. They're just trying to. They know about virality. They know, and they're just. I'm saying, oh,
oro.
Take a dive.
Took a dive.
Sensei. Yeah.
But I don't have any tattoos, so I don't know if that would be a deal breaker or not.
Yeah. They'd probably look at you different. I wonder what that means. I also, like, sometimes I think about it, like, I wonder if there's any, like, we hear about these crazy gangs, and obviously, like, we know the big names. I wonder amongst the big names if there's, like, just one that absolutely sucks. Like, they're just, like, the bottom of the totem pole.
Like Kmart compares to big box stores.
Exactly.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, or just like who's like the bitch one, or like not even like real, or like when they're watching TV, they're like, "What the fuck? Why are they talking about them?"
The gangs.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
There's a gang in my hometown of like 3,000 people. Pope County Mafia, PCM. I never actually saw anything that they did, but I heard people said like they saw someone spray painted PCM on like they vandalized it, some random wall. Never interacted with them or heard of anything they actually did. I just heard someone saw PCM spray painted a few times.
I bet could have been someone just having some fun on Nextdoor app, just making it up. I know of a couple people that had some fun during COVID when they moved home and started to do stuff like that.
Are you on the Nextdoor app?
Of course.
I get emails all the time about there's a sketchy non-white individual in this block.
There's a large mouth-breathing sketchy individual that has been standing in the bakery section for 25 minutes. I think he might be touching himself.
Adjusting.
Yeah,
He's just adjusting.
Yeah, that would get you. That would get a call pretty quick, or just post it on there.
So I feel like another reason you'd be a good candidate for multiple episodes is because, to my knowledge, I don't think anything's changed. You prefer your air to go through your teeth as well, your mouth.
Yeah. I have been a mouth breather ever since I was since I was 5. Like every photo of me like playing sports or doing anything, my mouth is just hanging wide open.
Hmm.
I remember actually, were you a tonsils and adenoid kid?
I have my tonsils,
Okay.
but they're very inflamed.
So originally we thought it was from I was sleeping on 3 pillows, like I like to be propped up
Wait,
as a kid.
like your neck was just I don't
Yes.
know.
My neck was at 90
Yeah.
degrees and my chin was almost not there. But we thought maybe that's what it was, is I had to get my tonsils and adenoids out.
Mhm.
I got them out and I think it only got worse. My mouth just got drier as I woke up.
So your tonsils are to blame?
Well, adenoids are like what's up in your ducts, or I don't know exactly, but yeah, I think we were hoping that would get rid of the mouth breathing issue, and I still just have never stopped.
Have you ever heard of turbinates?
No, tell me more.
Well, I hadn't heard about them either until I went to a doctor's visit earlier this year, and I'm like, can you just like take a look up there and tell me why I can't breathe through my nose? And so he looks in there and he told me that I have very big turbinates on both sides. And I said, what are turbinates? Well, basically, it's like I have simile. It's like I have big beef curtains in my nose. He said they're big,
no.
fleshy curtains, and mine are just big.
Dude, I know what that is.
I just got big ones.
Everybody here knows what that is. Maybe you have a tiny turbulence. That sucks. But I think everyone knows, if you like, everyone has picked their nose. Like you can feel that.
Oh, I don't go
I've
that
always
deep.
wondered what that is. I have a curtain up there.
Yeah, a flesh curtain, a fleshy curtain.
So what do they do then for fixing your? They just trim your curtains.
Well, they can do. I think they can scope it or something. But when I'm done with martial arts, I'm gonna probably change the shape of my nose and get my airways opened up.
I've been thinking about it. Yeah. But actually, from one mouth breather to another, at what point in the relationship of dating the girl do you finally stop caring about openly mouth breathing and just let it fly?
I don't know. It took a while.
It takes a while. I mean, okay, this is funny because we've never talked about it actually. What was your strategy for sleep?
Snore.
Just snore?
I breathe heavily. I don't snore, but it's very loud.
I would be a psycho and I would position the pillows to make sure that my mouth wouldn't
Three pillows again?
One pillow kind of tucked in, nuzzled in, so I have like my chin is essentially supported, and I'm just essentially like kind of breathing out of the side of my mouth, and my chin is supported so it won't open.
Oh.
And like, so then I'm just breathing out the side, and it's still mouth breathing, of course, but
It's like hostage tape with pillows.
yes, exactly.
Hostage pillow.
And then it's a perpetual battle, and then all of a sudden you reach that point when you're just sleeping over too often, and it's like, yeah, I'm just a mouth breather, sorry.
There was a time where, for athletic reasons, I was really trying to just ignore my big turbinates and just nose breathe. And then I discovered DDP. And I'm like, I actually don't need to nose breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I can breathe through my mouth. And if people think I'm tired, then so be it. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get tired.
Yeah, I went on a kick too. I did the whole mouth tape. I tried the nose tape. That honestly, that one is what works the best for me.
Hmm.
I also got some like inserts, but now I'm realizing my curtain was probably just bunched up, and that's why the inserts didn't work.
Yeah, they get bunched.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good to know. But otherwise, how has mouth breathing impacted your life?
Well, I used to be in denial over it, but once I started accepting it, I don't really care. I don't know. I think that's how I know that I'm getting older. I just don't care about things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me, the big thing was just accepting that any candid photo I'll be in, like a side profile or anything, I'll just look retarded. Like, that was probably my big thing. Like, once I was just cool with that, and it's like, okay, maybe that guy's talking in the back. But yeah, I think that was the big moment. Because, yeah, even I gave a speech at my brother's wedding, and like the one picture that was taken that I have from that moment, I'm just mouth breathing to the max in between sentences, and it's like they gave him a mic. Yeah.
Sometimes my girlfriend will try and make out with me, and I'll have to like push her away because I can't breathe through my nose, and she gets offended. And I'm like, I can't breathe.
Oh my
You're
god.
killing me.
Having a cold in 8th grade, trying to kiss a girl, I'm just like gasping for air, trying to like not breathe on her.
Yeah.
And like at that age, you're like chewing gum, and it's like just asphyxiation as like a young. Yeah. Oh my god, I remember those days.
Yeah, some people were kissing girls in 8th grade, and I was selling level 50s on Halo 3.
That's pretty sick. When did your entrepreneurial spirit start actually?
Well, that blossomed the time I realized I couldn't train as much as I wanted to if I was working a regular 9 to 5, so I had to change that a little bit, but I unknowingly gave myself less time than previously. So,
I think it a common theme. I've been relating a lot of things back to video games as a young kid. And I think if you were a gamer, which we both enjoyed, particularly computer games,
mhm.
um, just having to understand complex methods for leveling up faster or merch or any little things like that actually just set us up way ahead. Like bartering, all of that type of stuff. Um, yeah, that and like trading. Like, did you do Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon?
Of course.
Yeah, I think that's where it all started.
My cards were superior, so I didn't really want to trade with people. I also
Yeah,
didn't know the rules. I just had a stacked deck, and I thought I could have like 500 cards in each duel.
and it was always about like what card was the coolest, not about like the build or method.
No, nothing at all.
No, just this one's sick as fuck. Yeah, I actually we had like YMCA camp over the summers, and I used to pretend it was like my favorite Pokemon, and then like get really into like telling them why it's the sickest Pokemon, just to go ahead and trade it to them for the card I wanted.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Damn. You were playing checkers.
yeah, I was.
They were playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and then actually, where the entrepreneurial thing took to the next level is eBay.
Oh.
Do you remember eBay?
It was one of Weird Al's best songs.
Absolutely. But eBay, like, I was exposed to that early, like selling and trading cards on eBay, and yeah, I think that's where it all started. So I think essentially being online and playing video games at a young age, it's not a bad thing. Doesn't make you a nerd.
Made me a nerd. Made me a nerd.
I don't know. I think nerd's not what it used to be. Nerd used to be like I think nerd was just a nice. Autism's opened up a lot. I think nerd was just like weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else has opened up a lot?
What's that?
Everybody's claim to ADHD.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it's. I think it's everybody wants to feel a little bit special. It's a mix of that and then also just a lot of people too stupid to actually look at how poorly they do time management or how addicted they are to their phone. I think that's probably what it is. Like, we all know about attention spans, but I think that's probably crossing wires, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I was pretty stoked when I convinced a doctor to say I had ADHD when I was in college. And then years later, I go on to realize I don't think so. I think I was just uninterested.
Yeah. I think uninterested and not even on it. Yeah, uninterested, but also at that point in life, you were probably just so interested in other shit, you know? Like anyone else in college is. It's like, yeah, it doesn't really necessarily have like a direct impact. It's kind of like, okay, if I pass my classes, that's all that really matters. It's not like, oh, my how hard I work dictates the amount of money I get in college. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was more worried about which CT house I was going to.
Exactly. You know. Yeah, I actually had a really different experience when I tried to get Adderall in college.
Oh.
Yeah. Um, so it was like that lengthy process where like I did one sit down interview. I went to college about an hour and a half away from home. Nothing crazy, actually pretty crazy, but um, so I would drive back and go to like this doctor's office an hour and a half away, and the first meeting went well, whatever. They're like, okay, we're gonna have like a sit down evaluation. And I go and I do the sit down evaluation. I was in college. I needed Adderall to do well in college. I didn't need Adderall overall. So, anyways, I go to the second meeting and I'm sitting down. We're doing it. It's a bunch of little tests. And one of the tests was it's essentially like a deck of cards. And he'll show you them. And then you have to remember what card he showed you. But he'll do this intermittently through another memory test game. Right? So he'll be like, he'll show you a card and then ask you a couple other questions and then be like, what was the card? And
Dark magician.
Yeah.
Usually.
Exodia's right arm. And wow, Buffett. So we're doing that. And about halfway through, then he's like, okay, now we're going to finish out the next portion of the test. And I'm going to ask you a series of questions again. But now just let me know when you think like a minute and 30 seconds comes up. Right? So we're going through, we're doing it. Anyways, okay. Boom, we do that, and then we do a couple other like little games or evaluations. And the one thing I remember about this guy, he looked like he wanted to be like the cool shrink in a movie that teaches kids, or a professor.
Were there patches on his elbows?
I want to say probably like with yeah, exactly, horned rimmed glasses. And
Tough to remember that far with ADHD though.
Exactly. Smelled like a tobacco pipe, but I doubt he even smoked. Probably just like picked
Just
butts
swishers.
up and picked up swisher butts and just rubbed them on all of his clothing. Emptied out the ashtray at the bottom of his closet. But no, anyways, so we get to the end of the evaluation, and I like scored in all of the categories because obviously I was faking. I wanted some Adderall. And I scored in the bottom percentile, so it's like, oh, you should have been good. And then the one fucking game that didn't matter was the memory game one, and it's actually a test to see if you're faking.
Oh.
And he
Whoa.
didn't lead with that. Instead, he told me I scored and everything, and then at the end was like, yeah, so like,
You're faking.
yeah. And he
Damn.
like wouldn't say it, and I'm like, so what do I do? He's like, well, I can't write you a prescription. So I got absolutely wrecked by this wannabe smoker. Got into my car and just spazzed out, like college spaz out, young teen, or I guess older teen spaz out. Probably shouldn't have been spazzing out at that age, and just got in, drove an hour and a half, and yeah, never stopped asking one or two roommates for theirs.
What else do you have on your list?
I think, yeah, a lot of the worst parts of the internet are like getting online right now, and I think I have a little bit about one specific portion, but before that, or no, let's just get into it.
Let's go.
So we got something that you brought up before, like OnlyFans, not great,
Shame.
right? Should have some more shame.
Need more shame.
Shame.
Mm-hmm.
We got OnlyFans. We got crypto, which is like very scammy, right? Should have more shame. You have all these people that are launching like vlogs, viewership stuff, but they're really just being assholes or derelicts, and that's why people are looking into it. Shame.
Mm-hmm.
The last piece is gambling. Gambling has now been legalized in the United States, and it is everywhere, especially coming from two guys that are right around late 20s. Like, we saw this and were there when it really exploded, and holy shit, it is just, it's part of everyday guy, typical guy life, I should say.
It's true. I've seen it ruin someone's life in Winfield Ave.
Hat or no hat, parlay or not. Yeah, it's bad. And I think that's the whole point of this, is like, there was a degree of, okay, internet's awesome, it's good, there's a lot of good stuff going on there, this is engineering, but now like the bad parts are fully crept in, and also saying like, hey, I deserve to be here. And I think we got to remember, like, historically, all of these things are very bad. I'm a big believer in, hey, as long as what you're doing isn't hurting anybody, go for it.
Yeah.
But also, like, we're not looking at it and saying that's bad when we all know it is. Because suddenly it's a part of online and it's new and it's freedom.
What's an example?
What is an example of looking at it and saying, like, that's bad? Or,
You said we're pretending things aren't bad?
yeah, like, I think just normalizing all of it. Or, like, having an excuse
Like
for
gambling.
it. Like gambling.
Okay.
Gambling is a big one, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's haram.
it's haram.
First of all.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think we really understand, like, okay, gambling goes hand in hand with drinking. We already know drinking's not great, not bad, whatever, it's your own body.
Mm-hmm.
But the third thing that they don't talk about is domestic abuse.
From the gambling.
From the gambling.
From the parlays not hitting.
From the fucking parlay, the last leg, the fucking... Yes, the home team, the
It's
one
always
that
the
was a
last.
lock, it doesn't
Always
hit.
the last leg.
And
Do you have any bets tonight?
no, dude, I've been on a hiatus. I'm almost 2 months.
It's good for you because we don't support gambling here at the
No.
Mouth Breathing Podcast. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
Yeah, no,
your
you're
rant.
good. But I think it goes hand in hand with like a lot of other bad things, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, think about it. Like, you are out, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go watch your hometown team. You go out with your friends. You're all like, oh, we got money on this, and boom, a heartbreak loss. Then you get home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, did you see that they missed the final field goal? And you're like, shut the fuck up, right? Like, probably a good thing that girls aren't gambling. Just saying.
Yeah.
Because they would freak out.
Mhm.
Just kidding. But I think we're ignoring those facts, right? Unhealthy behaviors, especially if you're creating habits out of them and then you're habit stacking. it's hard to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, if I'm going to watch sports, I'm going to bet on them. If I'm going to drink with friends, I might go look up sports.
I'm gonna smoke weed. I'm gonna masturbate.
Exactly.
I
I'm going to
know.
think about something that is like super enlightening and mind breaking, and then go on to Instagram, see some fat titties, and then go to my room quick. And then
That gets back to people who need more shame.
you need more shame,
There's all
right?
these sexual ads everywhere.
And that's the point of it. I think when we're looking at the algorithm, right? If you look through someone's algorithm, it's like hot chick, big titties, gambling, fucking smoking weed, getting drunk, smashing a beer can on your head, and then out of nowhere there's a David Goggins super inspirational
And I just feel
speech.
bad for these vices.
Yeah, but not even. I think it's to trick you into thinking, "Oh, I don't want to feel bad about looking at this." Then boom, oh, something motivational. No, this is a good place to be. Maybe I'll find something else. Nope, just some more big old titties in your face.
I hate that.
The algorithm has got us in a fucking chokehold, and if we don't just recognize it, you're gonna get sucked into it because you're gonna think you're finding out cool like puzzles to look at or like thinking about something, but no, it's just followed up by the mega lock parlay of the day that you were gonna lose $30 on that you could have gotten 3 steaks with.
Yeah. And then on top of that, while I'm scrolling, they have these ads for these games, and I'll download the game, and it's never the game. It's something different. It's false advertising, and I'm sick of it. I think we should enact some laws.
I think so, and George, I need to let you know, phone games are not good.
I know that now. They're never what you want.
This is, hey, we're talking about bringing back shame. I used to do something that might be frowned upon. I correlated phone games with fat shaming.
That's good.
I said if only fat people play phone games.
Yeah. I have gained weight recently too.
I think you got to delete the abs. Yeah.
It's already gone. They didn't get they only got like $200 from me, and then I uninstalled it.
Yeah. And
It
yeah.
was only like $250 one time. All right, it wasn't even that bad.
It like magically like exits out of the app as it's pending, so then you go in and redo it, and then suddenly you have 5,000 master balls.
It was right. It closed out. It was $250. It was like 4 times because it kept closing out.
It happened to my best friend when he was trying to watch an informational OnlyFans.
There's some good information on there. I will say, like Gordon Ryan, Craig Jones, some of those guys have instructionals on
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
I think that with my martial arts career, when it keeps going and I want to share some techniques, I might get an OnlyFans and just spread my butt cheeks.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do. I think
I
you
don't.
could just do some technique and that would work.
Yeah.
I think too, like,
How much? What is the dollar amount that it would take for for you to do to make an OnlyFans?
oh my God, I don't think there is one, man.
If
The
you got,
shame that comes with it is too much.
let's say hypothetically,
Yeah.
$53 million in 1 year, would you do it? And you have to be very active and posting like new pictures and videos.
Like I'd have to go
mil.
get up and go to the bathroom down the hall and shoot some custom content.
Yeah,
No.
you'd also have to like message your people.
Yeah,
like,
I would absolutely never do that.
for $53 million
No.
in 1 year.
I would never do it because one day I want to be a dad, and I don't want to have to be an OnlyFans dad.
You could be like, here's
Fox
son.
News dad, sure. OnlyFans dad in the future. You're not going to be able
dad.
to sleep over at that house.
And that's a sad reality because that is what's going to happen. There's going to be OnlyFans dads. There's going to be Fox dads, OF moms, CNN grandma.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work out. Damn, you thought holiday dinners were intense before. You're going to have like pro-life and then the Fox. You're going to have. I wonder what that breakdown is. We need like a chart for that. Like,
It's a spectrum.
pro-life is with a Fox, but Fox could also be with an OnlyFans. CNN is with, like, those little buckets of people are going to be pretty crazy.
all we need is more shame to prevent this.
And I think what it really comes down to is the worst parts of the internet are online, and and that's the reason why they're online, is because you don't have public shame when you're online,
It's a good point.
right? Like, I think if we were to draw realities together here, like, there is a lot of shame for married men to go and hook up with prostitutes and go to a shitty motel and cover your tracks. If you're just doing it on your phone, that shame might not kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens if you're a hawk tua and you hit a scam. Oh, it's crypto. It's all this. There's no shame attached to this. Why not do it? That's
Yeah.
the norm. And especially with men in gambling right now, I think
There's no shame.
there's no shame. And that's one of the biggest parts or one of the best parts about going to the casino, especially if you're losing, is when you're sitting down and you suddenly just got cleaned. You're not thinking about going back to the ATM because you look to your right and you see the guy that's been there for 5 hours and has the room key and is putting it all on the room, and you realize that's a sucker. And if I go to that ATM, I'm a sucker.
Whoa.
I think that shame is super important, and you just don't get that because we have the casino in our hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think too, like, when we were shown like the future as kids, it was always like a VR world online. I don't think it's ever going to be that, because then you have shame attached, because then it's personable, you know?
Yeah. But we have avatars too. And I'm going to have a John Wick avatar. It's just what it has to be. So, we never got a chance to recap after the last fight. When we would turn up, we would recap the next day.
Yep.
I feel like there was a recap that never got to happen. I have this video that you met Tony there.
Tony.
He's like a 6'3" light-skinned dude.
Oh, yeah.
He took a pretty good video, and I think I heard you yelling a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going ham.
You were the first one to realize that the choke was on. I could hear you yell a little bit before everyone else.
Let's go. Yeah.
Can I hit your neck?
Of course.
Thank you. Are you sponsored by this?
No, and actually, dude, I really want to quit nicotine. Yes,
Thanks.
it's a nootropic. I understand that, but I don't want to be a 30-year-old doing that anymore. So that's going to be one of my big New Year's, and just leading up to 30th birthday. That's something I want to do.
Do you have any big plans? Oh wait, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, the fight.
So that was the last time I boozed, and then I realized as I was trying to because I was fortunate enough to not get too damaged and stuff, and told myself I would turn up if I was so fortunate, and I went out and I tried to get hammered, and I was like a good old 22-year-old drunk, It's just, it just doesn't really happen like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was very unable to let my hair down because it was still braided. And
Braids
then
are so sick.
and the cornrows leveled up for sure. I'm going to save those for a special occasion. But I just wasn't able to turn up like I used to, and just I was always aware. And I was like, I'm gonna Uber soon probably, and just
I just want to go home, get super comfy, eat a little treat, and go to bed.
It's funny how 2 a.m. at Rounders turned into 1 a.m. DoorDash to 10 p.m. DoorDash.
Dude, yeah, there's a lot with that actually that we could probably unpack, but I think the cornrows, the braids, best in slot for fighting for sure.
Biss.
By far. And I think too, yeah, the fight was super sick. I loved standing there and where we were. I don't know, we had the one table across from us, but I swear everyone in that wing was also suddenly standing up, and must have been an academy or something supporter, because it seemed like maybe it was just because I was right by all the noise, but everybody was for you. that made it super sick. And then I think by proxy, it was like a ripple effect where everyone in the crowd, unless they probably knew that other guy, were like, fuck that guy. Like, I am not going to be on the losing side of the quieter crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty dope. And I remember just I remember you telling me like you were gonna start it. Interestingly, I don't know if you told me the knee,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember being like, okay, he's gonna do something right away. And then when I saw it land, I was like, oh, let's go, because the blitz is just so effective at at that level.
I hate the blitz. It's so gay.
So gay because it's like getting spec dropped like right away on somebody, like just running up and
yeah.
specking.
Like
Yeah.
I wanna have a nice exchange where we build feints and we build our little chess
You
game.
start to figure each other out. There's none of that.
No.
But yeah, when that happened, I was like, okay, fuck yeah. And then you really dominated that first round, and then the second round started, and you started out really high, and then you guys got tangled up, and he was on top of you, but I could tell that it was never like a true like top position. Like it didn't seem like it.
Mm.
Would you disagree?
I mean, he mounted me for a few seconds, but I had the wall right there, so that was, and he went for a choke, and it was just very convenient that as he tried to do it, I just jumped on the wall or pushed off.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what it was. That you were right on the wall, and that nothing was super like. I didn't feel like you were in danger at all at that point. And then when I saw the reversal, I was the one that like instantly knew like, okay, here we go.
Hell yeah.
And then everybody else started to catch on, and it was just fucking sick.
That dude that I fought, he actually came to the academy and trained with me afterwards, like a week or two ago.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed good during the fight and leading up to it. I mean, he seemed like to have fun with it all.
He's a cool guy. He was down to do the online chirping and stuff.
Yeah.
And then immediately after the fight, like we chatted, and then he invited me to his car to smoke weed.
That's so sick.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he
Yeah.
had to go. And I've been saying that since before it even happened. He's a nice guy, but he's got to go.
I remember you telling me that. You're like, he's cool. Like but you gotta go sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then you can't beat him, join him. It sounds like that's what might be happening.
He actually, the last guy that beat me, the guy that I beat
Yeah.
him. So we have a little triangle going.
That's nice.
I don't know. I'm cool with everyone, but there's some beef. There's some actual beef there.
Yeah.
Like between those guys. And for what reason, I have no idea.
Just some
like you got-
Wisconsin booty, like
Rochester, Wisconsin beef.
some Mayo Clinic beef. Both fucking the Tempners. Yeah. That was pretty sick. And then otherwise,
Can I have one?
yeah, please.
Thank you.
Would you like a mango or a lime?
Whatever you don't want. Ooh, thank you.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers, my king. But yeah, otherwise, I think I relate to you a lot with turning up lately. Like, even this tomorrow, I'm like, okay, I have to go sauna. Because I feel everything. And of course, that's like a boomer take, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
also just my ability to truly handle myself when I'm fucked up. Like, before in college, all of that, like partying era, like, could last, go all night, whatever, be funny throughout, and now I just get quiet. I just get quiet and like I'm like a skip behind, and then once I realize that, I'm like, come on, like come on, get smarter, like come on, make the joke, like why'd that like, and I'm just mad at myself, and then I realize quickly like you're mouth breathing and you're blacked out. Like, do you know how bad you look? Laughing at my own joke 5 seconds late as I moved on to the next topic. But this really all came to fruition when over Thanksgiving, I have an awesome girlfriend. She has 2 younger brothers. They're both one's in college and the other one's like 25.
Mm-hmm.
They like me. I like them a lot. And then So girlfriend goes to bed early, and then we're sleeping over at her parents' house, who hosted that night.
Mm-hmm.
I just stay up with them and their other cousin that's in college till 4 a.m. sipping out of a handle. I I did the mouth breathing and 5 seconds late to everything for about an hour. Stood up, walked downstairs, and I think I had alcohol poisoning. I didn't stop throwing up for 2 hours and just apologizing to my girlfriend the whole time. And she's like, "I'm just trying to sleep." So yes, I think I've been on a kick for a little bit where it's like I do not enjoy drinking.
Mm.
I don't like I enjoy getting a buzz off of seltzers. Anything else, it's like just not worth it.
Do you think? Do you think there's a positive correlation between your ability to do stand up and your amount of drunk?
I would say no. I would say no. I would say I've never done stand up before. But I know my performance when drunk is usually not as great. It might feel or be easier in the moment, but yeah, from constructive criticism and feedback, I've been made well aware.
When I was in college, there's a public speaking class. It's just like generals everyone has to take. And I remember there were a few females in there that at the time made me a little more nervous. So I did this a few times. I would have like some fireball shooters before doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it even made a difference because I did it like, they'd be like, "George, you're up next," and I'd be like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" So it's not even like they had kicked in yet.
So like you're just giving the speech, and all that's happening is like your voice is like you got syrupy fireball in your throat as your mouth breathing in between ums. Yeah, I think that's a thing where it works if you know you're heading into it. Oh, of course, right? You head into an awkward situation, get a little liquid courage, whatever. That works if the other people that are going to be in that awkward situation also are going to do it. If they're not, it's the worst idea. It is the worst idea because you're going to slur a tiny bit. Your eyes are probably going to get watery. So they're like, is he retarded or is he crying right now? And it just never matches up well.
Yeah, I'm not someone that can go to a bar and socialize or really any like drinking thing and be sober. I just kind of get annoyed. So
yeah, I think that's just, you really realize those things as you get older. Like, if there is a gathering of over 15 people, like, alcohol is pretty much required. If not, it's probably pretty lame, or it's probably relating to something that I'm just not interested in, so there's some bias, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you talked to Dom recently?
Commander Dominic? No.
Commander Lieutenant.
Commander Lieutenant Lord Fapalot? No, actually, I send him memes. I send him like I send him like this.
That could be practical for him.
Just no context, like insane, like the scary, stupid, dumb ones.
Uh-huh.
But no, I haven't talked to him.
He's moving to Hawaii.
Is that confirmed?
He's going to be stationed there, last I heard.
Perfect, because last time I talked to him, he said that was going to happen, and I've been waiting, and I'm going once he's there.
This was a few months ago, so I don't know if things have changed or not, but...
Mine was a couple years ago, so...
Oh.
I think Hawaii might be an army pipe dream for everybody.
It's just every army guy says they're going to Hawaii.
That's all. That's the only carrot that needs to be dangled for.
No, for real. I'm just going to Kuwait for one deployment. Then I'm going to Hawaii.
Don't worry. I know I should probably be settling down, but dude, next year I get to go to Hawaii.
You know he's married.
He got married?
Did you know that?
No.
He has a wife.
Like an army wife, or he's married?
Well,
Because I know they fuck around and get married.
that
like,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I was because that's what I said. That was the first thing I said too, and he. So there's a 3-step army plan, and this is going to be the same with any army guy you talk to. Step 1, meet a nice girl and get married at least under 3 months later. Step 2, get a Charger. So he's working on step 2 right now, and once he's completed
Camaro
step
plays,
2,
too.
he can move to Hawaii. He won't have the Charger anymore, but he might have the wife still.
It's a simple meta. It's an easy build.
It's like there's no get rich quick schemes here. This takes like 6 months at least.
This takes VA kickbacks and all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Takes one enlistment and then boom, you're there.
You might have to drone a few people. And you don't have to be happy about it, but if you want to follow the 3-step plan, there's just some things you're going to have to do.
You know how like in life there's always like those people that will easily get above average quick, like fast. Like you give them a video game and like play it like a few times and it's like, oh, they picked up on a couple things.
Sure.
Like, anything really, they'll just pick it up and be above average. Maybe not great, but above average. Dom is the opposite of that. I think when the more attention is spent on the item and the more thinking, the more confused. It's a paralysis by analysis situation. And
Yeah.
I think that's why the Army was a great decision for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all order based. And my one thing I told him before, it's like, just don't even pretend like you know how to shoot the gun. Like, you do not need to go out into the line of fire because you are target practice for a walking headshot.
He's a big man.
That is one of the bigger heads I've ever seen on a human. It's like a size of
Like Khabib's head.
Yeah, like Khabib's head, or like a petite watermelon. Not even petite. I think two sheets of printer paper, and you overlay them by like a third. That's the size of his head. Just a walking headshot.
It's like a camo farm. No, he won't get. He's too tough. He wouldn't get camo farmed. Khabib was in Minneapolis a week or two ago. Did you know that?
I saw that.
It was mostly like kind of like an inspirational, motivational speaker for people of the Islamic religion.
What did he say, brother?
So I knew one white guy that went there, and he had 2 comments on it. The first thing was, Khabib has the largest head I've ever seen on a human. And 2, he just had a big head. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was just talking with my Russian friend Julius, Russian named Ulik, and did you know that there's 2 different styles of helmets?
No, what do you mean?
You essentially just have Eastern, Western Hemisphere helmets, but it's I could ask him, but I'm pretty sure it's just called, you have your traditional helmet, narrower, egg-shaped head, and then I'm pretty sure it's just called Asian helmet, and it's like a circle shape. And
Really?
He's Russian, so he's got like this circle head, and yeah, they actually have helmets designed for those types of heads.
So maybe Dom is on the wrong team.
How did we? Yeah. Dom is a Russian. Dom is like a giant, like Uzbekistanian or something, and he just doesn't know it.
I think so. I mean, it would make sense for a lot of things.
The sack.
The cat.
The cat.
Um, damn, I never thought about
yeah.
that. Lakeville East, aka Russia.
Yeah. I could see it. You know, or it's just like maybe like Gen 2 or something. Like he's kind of got the Cro Magnus little bump out, the visor type of forehead. That the sweat is not getting in the eyes as he is tracking down whatever it is that he would chase. Probably
He's evolved.
he's evolved. He's just hooked onto the internet, and the worst parts of it are just getting right through to him.
You want to see a crazy FYP?
Oh my god. His FYP is probably just dominated by the special ed, and it's because they think he is, not because...
Special ed and thick black women.
Yeah, just thick booty, darker women.
I've never met a guy who loves Ebony more than Dom.
Ebony and getting hit by cars.
They're they're related.
Remember when he got hit by the car?
Yeah.
And he actually just was blackout drunk and
Fell in the bathtub.
fell in our shower. Oh, that was a tough sight.
One time, I think it was like that same week or in that same month or in that same visit, but we were all boozing and he was throwing up. He was making himself throw up in the bathroom, and I was just screaming at him, and he just kept doing it.
Yes. I remember that.
He was trying to get prettier.
It was Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember too, so Dom and I actually lived together for, I think, one semester in college.
The quarters.
Yes. The
I
quarters.
remember it all too well. Wasn't
All
there a
too-
large beanbag chair or something?
That was his bed for a little bit. I had this crusty beanbag chair. Actually, remind me to do beanbag after. But So I lived with Dom for a little bit at the quarters, and when I was in college, I played sports, so I had some like extra sports gear and whatnot. And anyway, so we lived together for a little bit, whatever ended, and fast forward to when we're at Winfield, when Dom is falling and trying to make himself throw up.
Yeah.
Well, when he was he was going to go take the shower, he starts to take his clothes off, and
Yeah.
he takes his shirt off. It's not a pretty sight. He goes to take his pants off.
You were there with him in the shower?
I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm taking a shower." And he goes to take his pants off, and he's wearing my camo compressions instead of underwear. And I was like, "Oh my god, everything is making so much sense right now."
From college?
From college. Granted, it was maybe like what, a year later, but to have my compressions double as your underwear, these went down to like your calves.
Oh.
not like compression underpants, like the ones that went down to halfway down. Like
wait, what color are they?
Camo. Black and white camo.
Black and white. I knew.
Yes.
I remember the white leggings.
Yes. It was like the hex camo look. Everyone on my team had gotten them for a series of games and jerseys, but I was like, oh my. And they weren't like thick ones either. Like they were so thin to the point to where like like if he went pee and there was any dribble, it was just going straight through. Like they were the cheapest, shittiest compressions that there were. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a very wide underwear selection. That's one thing about Dom.
There was typically a hole.
There's a hole somewhere. Come on. We've all got a hole in our underwear.
Yeah, we have a couple pairs that are just classics that might have a hole. I think I fluctuate with weights and don't really. I'm not picky with, if I go work out, I'm not going to switch my underwear, right?
For like 2 days.
So some of the times I'll go in a pair that might be tighter. I fluctuate weight, and then I'm working out. They might rip in the grundle. I'm
Yeah.
not going to switch those
Big
out.
pump.
Big pump. Big pump.
I recently, last week or earlier this week, retired a pair of boxers that I've had since high school. An American Eagle pair of boxers that glow in the dark.
Yep.
They were really cool because at weigh-ins, or this is at least what I believe, like all the cool, good wrestlers would have some kind of American Eagle underwear on. So it felt like I was closing a chapter on a book.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's... Boxers were a struggle for me.
I hate boxers.
But remember when boxers were like, if you wore tighty whities, you might as well just... Yeah, not a good time. It took a while for my mom, for whatever reason, like boxers were frowned upon as if it was like you're smoking cigarettes, almost
Yeah.
type of a feel to it. But yeah, I had to like beg and plead just to get boxers, and
From Whitey Tighties.
not always whitey tighties, maybe like briefs, but yeah, essentially whitey tighties. And yeah, I remember I finally got my first pair, and this won't be in the podcast. We'll have to cut this. I got my first pack. I got my first pack of boxers, and it was a 3-pack. And I remember I had all 3 pairs. I wore one, and I shit my pants in them probably a week later, and I threw them out. The other 2, I then rotated every other day for about 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't. Washed them maybe every like 2 weeks, but it was because I was restricted to tighty whities. Yeah.
One time I was wearing Whitey Tighties and changing. This was in like 4th or 5th grade, and I was afraid to change in front of other people at that point, so I would go in the bathroom stall. And I remember that people didn't even see me in there, but I heard someone say outside the stall, "If you wear Whitey Tighties, you're crazy." And I just felt so sad because I was wearing Whitey Tighties, and he had implied that I was crazy.
And it's just such like a... Because you know at that time that your parents are being too controlling or something. That's why you're wearing whitey tighties. At least for me. Maybe not you. But then, yeah, that was the stigma. It was like...
You're crazy.
You're crazy, or you're going to grow up to be a freak. Like
a sick freak.
Yeah. Look at me now.
Like an OnlyFans dad.
Yeah. OnlyFans dad. But no, dude. Yeah, actually, I went to... so I played lacrosse. You know this, obviously. And it was not big when I first started. So, like, you'd play... Like, you know how it's always, like, grade level? Like, 7th grade team, whatever. It was, like, 3 through 5. Or grade 3 through 5. For the teams. And that's generally, like, how all the camps went. It was essentially, like... There could be a kid that is halfway through puberty and one that's not. So I'm in 4th grade, going into 4th grade in the summer, and there's a camp over at St. Thomas, and they put you up in the dorms.
Whoa.
During it. I'm in 4th grade, and there's 10th graders. Right? And it was me and this one other kid, and like maybe a couple others. Me and one kid, and then 2 others that were like right by us in the dorms. And we would go and practice and play, and then everyone would go and shower, but we would just skip it, right? And then one time, it was like, we ate lunch, and then went to the locker rooms, and like, everybody walked that way, so we couldn't break off. So I'm like looking at this kid, and I'm like, I don't want to go in. Like, I don't want to go in at all. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And we go in, and so then we both, like... I don't even know if there was an agreement, but we go to the stalls and just wait. And everyone's in the shower. And then once they're done and we like hear that no one's out there, we go back in. And then we start showering, whatever, it's normal. We're the youngest people there. All of a sudden, one of the instructors starts to walk by. He's like, "You guys waited to shower?" And that's it. And that ruined my entire experience. I almost quit the sport. And I was just like, yeah. But yeah, it's funny how at a young age, just certain little things will just crush your entire existence.
Yeah.
Shame. Ego death. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Something similar happened at my high school once. This guy in my grade and this girl in my grade had sex in the shower in the girls' locker room.
Oof.
So kind of similar. And it's like everybody knew because it's such a small school.
Oh yeah.
They were so sick for a week.
Everybody knows by lunchtime. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. In high school, I didn't do anything cool like that, though. Did you do cool stuff?
Yeah, we did some fun stuff. I don't know. Yeah, we were kind of just like little fuckers in high school if I really think back to it. Like I grew up in like a bigger city and it was really just like once we reached great place to raise a kid, once that kid gets a driver's license, there is nothing there for him. So it was essentially like this, looking back at it, it was like an algorithm of this person's parents travel on this week. These people leave here. Like there was like a grid, and if you were tapped into it, you knew what was going to be going on that weekend and what trouble you could get into. Um, yeah, so I mean, there was definitely like dumb, fun stuff, but at the end of the day, I think it was an easier time to have fun, so it was a good time.
What's next on your list?
Yeah. Next on my list is going to actually be. Oh, I don't know. I got one, but I don't really have much for it, so we'll see where
Okay.
it goes. Um, how's work been?
Not too bad.
Yeah. Doing anything fun?
Well, every day is a blessing, and I have fun every day.
Yeah. So, didn't really have much there. Anyways, I think
Oh, that
one.
was the thing?
No, one thing I've had with one thing I've had, and I think you deal with this a lot, like having to quickly meet somebody and get rapport.
Can you put this closer?
Yeah,
Yeah, go on.
having to meet somebody quick and build rapport.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in sales, and I do a decent amount of like coaching people how to reach out and how to get into contact people. Now I'm actually like in the sales process where I'm like meeting a lot of people, and I realize quickly like it's surface level conversation a lot of the time, and what surface level convo. No matter what route you take, it's always going to end up being political, especially during a political season. So I've learned the best workaround when it comes to it.
Mm.
When I'm meeting somebody, once they say something good about a house or anything or wherever we're meeting, or once there's an inkling of something good, I'll just drop a subtle "God bless America." That little statement is so key because if it is somebody that maybe isn't right leaning, they're just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, like interesting thing to throw in." They're not gonna really think much of it. It's nothing crazy. But if they are on the right, it is like a beacon, a bat signal.
Mm.
They are, fuck yeah, brother. Like they just eat it up like no other, and then boom, I cannot worry about politics coming up later, and I can just be a chameleon.
So you're kind of trying to... So do you pick a side one way or the other depending on who you're talking to, maybe?
Of course. Yeah, I don't want to deter them or throw them off because of something that at the end of the day, don't really care that much about.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens if they don't hit you with a F yeah, brother? What if they're like, Well, the healthcare system's not that great.
No one's done that yet, and if they did, I'd be like, yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we got to work on. It would just chameleon over. But I think you got to drop it next time that you run into someone. It is like a trick. If psyops are real and brainwashing is real, that is a trigger that they're just going to play on the airwaves and suddenly just
Sleeper patriots.
everyone activates. God bless America.
Damn. Yeah, I can usually kind of feel it out if they're left or right. I just don't talk about it.
Yeah, I don't try to. I think the issue is it's all about rapport building, and then I have like a month, maybe 2 months of follow up. So it's gonna happen at some point
Yeah.
where like as you become more comfortable and they like you more, like they're gonna ask you stuff. Like I think it's just human nature, and once someone feels comfortable, they'll like throw it out there. Especially now, just I guess we're probably in an election season, so that's why. Yeah.
We have had some people just like straight up ask, "Who have you voted for?" Like without an inkling or like a hint as to which way they're going. So in situations like that, I feel like I'm kind of getting set up to fail.
Yeah.
So I usually try and stay away from that. But there's definitely signs.
Should just hit them with por qué?
No sé.
No sé por qué.
You've met Pedro, right?
Pedro, yes, I've met Pedro.
Yeah, he's a good asset to have. Because there's no political standing. He's just happy to be
Yeah,
here.
he's just happy to be here, listening to TikTok,
on full volume.
full volume, Durable style.
FaceTime.
God,
He'll just be like FaceTiming his brother in Ecuador. Just on full volume.
just epic.
Everything's on full volume.
Yeah, I think actually, like nowadays it's not as bad. I feel like last election cycle, that's when it was pretty bad. Not to talk about politics a lot, but I think before it was one way or the other. Now it's just kind of like, hey, it's all good. Like,
The last time I drank was the fight. I've done a bunch of training today. I think I'm pretty dehydrated. In general, I'm a much more of a lightweight than I used to be. I'm feeling pretty buzzed.
let's go.
How are you? Do you feel anything?
I'm feeling pretty buzzed now.
When was the last time you turned up hard?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. With the fam?
No, with Ellen.
The handle?
Yeah, with the handle. Yeah.
What was it a handle of?
Tito's.
You're not really hanging out with college kids if you're drinking Tito's.
I showed them the secret.
You trying to kill her brothers?
Yeah. I'd have to go piss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go piss and then we can pick it up from the secret. And we're back.
What is the trick? What is the trick?
What is the trick? The trick is a maneuver, a procedure of such that I learned through it was in college, and it was before we did a case race. No, what was it? Oh, it was this stupid thing where everybody had a custom drink and a food at the house. And my buddy and I, we were like, I'm going to drink more than you and I'm going to eat more than you. So I suddenly was like, okay, I need to learn how to really, like, how do world record people eat food and drink.
I don't even remember the technique.
Yeah, so essentially the technique is the trick they use to essentially, like, open up, like, your airways so they don't, so your esophagus doesn't react, and then you suddenly need to feel the urge to chew or do
I remembered
anything.
it.
Open the gate. Yeah. So what the technique is that you do a deep, deep, deep inhale and then blow it all out until you're at the point to where your body is almost naturally gasping for air. And as mouth breathers, this is natural. So you push it out, and then as your body is trying to gasp that air back in, that is when you trick it, but you give it what it wants, that air, but that air is accompanied by said food or alcohol. And it does something, that guttural reaction to a shot or anything like that just goes away. And you're able to just kind of keep pulling through it. And then the real trick is at the end, you have to blow it all out. So it's almost one motion. If we want to do it on the count of, let's just start from the blowout. No, that'll be terrible on the mic. But yeah, that's what it is. It's essentially one motion of, and as you're sucking in there, you need to take in said food or alcohol and then let it all out.
Wait, so I drink on the inhale?
You drink on the inhale, as that's what your body naturally, that's all you want. That's the key.
I think I've been doing the technique wrong this whole time.
Really?
I thought it was fill everything with air.
That works.
Was that? I don't remember anymore.
That technique works in a pinch if you just need to take a shot quick, but if you're trying to truly do shoe nice, Steve will do it or anything like that, that's when you need to.
So you're like chasing it with a breath of air?
Yeah, so exactly.
Oh. Wow. That was really fast.
That's it. That's the technique. And that is how one night I remember we had a plan to go out to the bars and I taught you the technique. We each grabbed a liter of Svedka and and finished it via the technique, and
Quickly.
we never made it out that night, and I just have a picture of me crisscross applesauce laying on top of you, or not even laying, just sitting perfectly like yoga style, namaste.
Namaste on George.
I'm gonna stay on George. Yeah, and it was you're just face down on the carpet. So yeah, that was a fun time.
I was upset because we had a fun night planned, and I am always someone who can rally or pull through or make it out even if I'm like stumbling when I did booze a lot. But I learned this, you taught me this technique, and I don't remember. You taught me the technique, and then we taught it to Derbles because we were like, you have to be careful with this, you might actually die. And then I think we were gonna have a really good time that night.
I think we did have something sick planned.
Something.
It was one of those nights where we had like 3 things to go out and do.
Oh yeah.
Like 3 options. And then we didn't make it to a single one. But no, actually, I do have one correction to that story. We vowed the next morning that we would never show Derek
Oh, that's
how
right.
to do it.
Yeah.
If he unlocked the power of the technique.
Can you just keep it like basically like
Yeah, if we unlocked the power of the technique, there's no way Derek would be here today.
No.
That is just too powerful for him.
Well, here's the thing, we don't even need to show him the technique, and a lot can happen when it's snowing outside and you're driving off 16 VRBs. Friday through Sunday.
Oh my god. Last winter, our final year of living together.
You and Derek?
Yeah, I'm driving home.
That was a pretty cool house.
It was a cool house. Driving home, just got a new car. Really liked it. And I was like, dude, the roads are so bad. And then he's like, yeah, it's because of your like car, whatever. Like you don't have these XL winter tires on.
Yeah.
The next morning I wake up, he comes home in an Uber. I'm like, damn, what happened? He's like, dude, I just bent my rim. I spun out on the ice.
Damn.
I'm like, yeah, those winter XLs don't work all that well.
Some people just probably like shouldn't drive. I feel like if you have, by the time you turn, by the time you've had your license for 5 years, if you've gone through 3 or more cars from accident related changes, I feel like maybe you should get it revoked.
Yeah. I think if you've had 3 accidents, it's 3 strike policy, right? Like 3 accidents, grow up, you know, or like, I don't know, 3 accidents, or even like, all right, we've all been there, like something spills in your car or something along those lines. If your car just smells like puke because of 4 or more instances, that's it.
You know what they say?
What?
If you give Derbles a gray babe, he's gonna want his keys. If you give a mouse a cookie,
He's gonna and then go drive to Schoolboy Q at max volume. Or no, fucking T Grizzly.
T Grizzly. Goated. Can I hit your second vape? Thank you. Are you doing anything tonight?
I have no plans tonight. I think might fuck up some Culvers. Otherwise, no plans.
So I've just been going nuts on Culver's, and November 1st this year, I had to do the weigh-in. So I was 186. And I've been coming down again, but I got up to like 224 on Thanksgiving.
Damn.
It's almost 40 pounds.
That's some weight.
It's not good weight either. It's just Culver's.
But Culver's isn't that bad.
No, it's pretty good. You got your protein, your salt,
Your cholesterol.
your ice cream.
You got your custard.
I do get a lot of chocolate custard with cheesecake mixed in.
What you really have to do is go eat like 30 Activias and then go get 2 concrete mixtures.
What is Activia?
Fiber.
Oh. But yeah, I've just been cutting back on that a little bit, so
So we might also have to cut this from the pod, but let's just do, actually we could maybe keep this in the pod. I'll have to go pull it up quick.
when you smoke like your vape or anything else
Yeah.
and you're alone, do you ghost it usually or French inhale or do anything cool?
No, dude, as I've gotten older, I can't find what I was looking for. As I've gotten older and smoking, it's really just transactional. I actually nerded out on I went ahead and nerded out on habits.
Habits.
Yeah, I read this book. It's called Atomic Habits.
I've read half of that one.
Yeah, general theory, pretty fucking basic. You build good habits, good things are going to happen because of long-term results. No shit, right? Where this book is kind of cool is it teaches you about the impulses or even like ways to hack habits. So an example, one thing that I brought up earlier is habit stacking. Habit stacking, it's essentially like, okay, a lot of people that smoke, yeah, if they drive, that's a trigger for then smoking, right? So I have a habit of driving and then I'm going to smoke, right? Just like Derbles, I have a couple VRBs, I'm going to go listen to T Grizzly and drive, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's also, it can be really productive too, where it's like, okay, I work out, I drink protein shake.
Whoa.
Good habit stackings. Now where it gets really cool
Yeah.
is if I do bad habit, I mix it with a good habit, so at least it's exiting out or I'm making myself do something I don't like. Like good habits, a lot of the time you don't enjoy doing them at first until you have those lasting legging results.
Like if I hit someone with my car, I'll hold the door open for someone at the gas station.
Exactly.
Yeah, kind of like balances out.
Yeah, like I cut that person off, I'm going to wave to the homeless guy this time.
You know, one thing that I've started doing is instead
Because
of
then he's not going to judge me, only the person behind me that I just cut off to the red light left lane with no blinker. They're judging me behind, but that's a given. At least the homeless guy's going to wave, and then when he comes up to the window, I'll just kind of point back and be like, no, they said they have money for you. And then it all equals out because he's like, oh, that dude's cool. Oh, no. Yeah.
yeah. Do you interact with panhandlers a lot? Not including requests you send to Venmo windshield people?
No, I don't really want to get into race, politics. I think I've already explained that I'm apolitical, whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to just groups of people, I've always been very, very adverse to gypsies and carnies.
Have you had experiences in the past with a gypsy or carny? Or are they one and the same?
I admire the art of what the entire culture is built around. The whole fact of setting somebody up for failure and having them willingly oblige to it. That's hilarious, right? Like that's amazing. And when you do that or set somebody up for something like that, like pulling a prank, essentially you're being a gypsy, right?
Yeah.
Hilarious in the moment, but to dedicate an entire life or identity to it. Also, I had one scary ride I was at a ride got stuck at like a local county fair,
Mm-hmm.
and I was on it. And at that point,
What ride was it? Do you remember?
the corkscrew one, so like the scary one.
What is the corkscrew one?
It's the one that essentially it's like a straight line, and you're in the cage. There's probably about 6 cages that they strap you in, and then the cages kind of rotate as the thing goes in circles. You're essentially in a
The tilt-a-whirl?
Yeah, no, you're
No.
latched in.
Is it a circle?
It's a straight bar, and then there's little cages throughout the bar. Imagine like a link, right? Imagine the link is on a rotator, so like you're like spinning.
Oh.
Like front and backwards, spinning as it goes up and down. Pretty scary, and it got stuck.
Were you still spinning?
For a little bit, and then obviously momentum slowed
Were
down.
you alone?
No, I was with a girl actually, and
What did you say to her when it stopped? I'll take care of us.
no,
God bless America.
We were kind of freaking out because like the people below us were freaking out. Yeah, I should have said God bless America, and then she, no pussy for you. But yeah, so it stopped, and then I just really realized like I saw so many people come around. No, like they didn't know what they were doing. Fast forward, this was when I was in high school, or not even junior high maybe, and now fast forward, that ride is still probably the same one that they're traveling with and putting together.
Probably is.
Like I don't think there's been any leaps and bounds in the carny engineering world. Like
They've implemented AI.
yeah. Just depending on like that's I bet they're the leading innovators of AI.
I always kind of went up to, like, at the county fair, if I interacted with a carny, I would wait for them to do something, or like, noticeably sleazy or something, and it never happened.
Yeah, I think they got it down to a science, man. I mean, the games haven't changed, the rides haven't changed. Like, I think they have it all set up to a point to where it's like, hey, this is my world. You're entering it. It's a world of con and trickery. Like, they're not set up to be exposed, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be a carny for 53 million a year?
A carny
Yeah.
just for 1 year, 53 mil.
Yeah, but you also have to.
I have to go in there and optimize the carny experience and start to lead. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that actually be yeah.
But you would have your title there would be Gypsy Master.
GM.
Yes.
I'm the GM.
So do you dislike Tyson Fury too?
A little. I mean, I'm Irish. Kind of not the best. Better than Gypsy. Better than Gypsy.
But he's the Gypsy King.
He's the GK. I'm the GM, baby.
There can only be one. I'm on season 3 of Game of Thrones now.
Did you watched it?
No.
Holy
I watched
shit,
the
man.
last
You're
episode with you guys.
What spoilers do you know?
Just who sits on the throne at the end, that's
it
all.
It doesn't even really matter. Because it was... Yeah. Okay, walk me through that. What are you... give me your lay of the land.
Right now they're climbing the ice wall with the wildlings.
They're going up?
They're trying to. Jon Snow got hit in the face with a snowball, though.
Yeah. What are you making of everybody? Who's your favorite? Let me get that.
Tyrion, of course.
Of course, I knew that was gonna be your favorite.
He's like me.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
We're both really short.
Dude, yeah. 5'5". Who the fuck cares? Whatever, dude.
Mm-hmm. And then I watched Elf recently too. Did you know it's the same guy?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. It's just you have a last... I wonder, do you think his family's last name was because of the gene that's present in it?
What do you mean?
You're not going to give the Mountains family the last name Dinklage if we're chilling in 1300s or 1000s. Whenever the last names came around, like, it's probably because he was a Dinklage back then. Like, his great grandfather was a Dinklage. Why was he named Dinklage?
Do you think he was a little
Dinklage
person?
just... It's kind of like crisp. Like, you just kind of know what that means. Or, like, crunch. You know what that means. Dinklage?
Feels like it's a dick joke somehow.
Yeah, I just think...
What does it mean to you?
Dink?
Short person?
Yeah,
little
Dinklage.
Person?
A little dink. Have you ever heard of a big dink?
The first thing that comes to mind is Big Derbles. Big Dink.
Big Derbles. Big D-O double Derbs. Yeah, I've actually I've been noticing a decent amount of squirrels lately.
Kared?
It always reminds me of Kared. And I'm really surprised that I know why Grant never asked what Kared was.
Why?
Because he was too
care.
worried about his parlays. He was worried about the minus 17,000 team that he bet $2,000 on to lose.
No, it was a misclick.
It was. Dude,
He didn't even click it. He didn't even click it.
I didn't click it. It was spinning and spinning. He's like, please, can I have some money? And then I'm like, did you click it? I clicked it. Okay, anyways, back to Kared.
Kared.
So for context, this is TJ and I lived together for 3 years. And mostly the same roommates throughout. One of them, his Fortnite name was Party Pizza. And it was because that was his diet.
Mm-hmm. But at night only.
Only at night as we were all going to bed, or maybe had just gone to bed, then he would pop it in and eat it.
I don't think I ever saw him eat a party pizza. I just saw like a dozen in the freezer at one time, and then they're gone.
Yeah, they were always You're always eating in private. Just a little secret delicacy.
I do the same thing now. I've grown to be a shameful eater because I do feel shame.
We have shame. Hey,
That's why I am a closet nighttime binge eater. I
That-
don't want my girlfriend to get disgusted.
that's why I love Derek. That's why, because even during those big days of party pizza, secret eating, there was shame. Shame is good. Bring back shame. But yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know how to feel about like the. I just kind of pig out. Like I'll just do it.
At Culver's?
No, in front of my girlfriend, I don't really care. She knows I like treats.
Would you say you have a sweet tooth?
A baked good. A bakery item. A nice donut. Maybe a half a dozen donuts. That'll do the trick.
I threw it away, but there was a coffee cake tin in here earlier from Hy-Vee.
Indoor in Starbucks and a coffee cake on top. Oof.
No, it was like the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
And I remember taking a bite out of it, and I was like, this is probably like a 5.5 out of 10. But that didn't stop me. Because I was alone. And I wasn't feeling a lot of shame.
I know what you mean,
I need to be around people.
The
more.
portion sizing. When I'm alone, I've been known to. So I drive an EV. Targets.
God bless America.
God bless America. God bless free speech.
That was pretty right-leaning. Do you want to expand on that a
Oh
little?
no, yeah, I'm a free speech liberal of old days. I don't think that is really on the spectrum anymore.
Oh.
A free speech liberal. That would a good example of that would have actually been like a good old BC back in the day before all the creepy stuff he did. But I'm down with that. Anyways, where was I going with that?
You're down with the creepy stuff?
No. Where were we going?
Something about Durables.
Oh, I drive an EV, so I go to Targets because Targets have chargers.
Uh-huh.
Targets also have had a BOGO on a lot of their cold items because we're in Minnesota, so it's pretty chilly. I think that's why. That's one theory I have. Two, they have BOGO on the ice cream sandwiches right now.
At Target?
Yeah, and I've been going and charging later at night or earlier in the morning because it's a lot cheaper. So then
At Target it's cheaper?
if you go, it's like hourly, so based on how busy it is during the day, it's like just do it then because you're going to drive later anyways.
Yeah.
And I wake up and grind. So anyways, to kill time, I'll run in there, and I've been known to go and get some ice cream sandwiches. But when I grab them late at night, I'll go home, and there are only boxes of 4, and then I just don't tell her that I got 2 of them, and I eat a whole box.
2 boxes?
One box. So there's one left, as if like, he ran in and got some.
Like individually? Wow.
Buy one, get one box, and I'll crush 4. Yeah. So yeah, I feel you on the binge eating late at night.
Damn, I thought I was alone. Do you think there's other 29-year-old males out there that are doing this too?
Fuck yeah. I think there's Yeah. I think there's a lot of dudes that don't know how to be like they don't even like tell or like honest about it. You know?
The nighttime bingers.
Nighttime bingers, gambling on fucking weird sports, all of that.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah.
Gambled on weird sports. Like Japanese baseball.
Korean baseball, that's the big one, yeah. Or tennis, like Romanian tennis. Like, what are you doing, dude? Dude, that's You should not be on that website to even watch it. Like,
Yeah.
And
Damn.
I'll be like, "Who's winning?" And they're like, "I don't really know how the scoring works. It's a little different in this tournament."
Do you have any other bits that you've been thinking of? Wait, let's be realistic here. When is a date that you would be willing to debut?
God, I would need. If I do it, it would probably be like a month or two, honestly.
I
I
don't
like
think you're
trying to
gonna
think
do
of
it.
this stuff because I think if I were to ever do it, it would be like storytelling almost and linking together a bunch of these.
Hmm.
Because I feel like these subjects of like shame, gambling online, and where we're at today all kind of relate together in crypto.
Full circle.
Yeah.
I will say this. When I debuted 2 weeks ago, I just sat down in the quiet for like an hour and just made a note card. And I delivered a very low level stand up performance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's like even my. I don't think that's. I think what's holding me back from doing it would be to put together something. And that's it.
What do you mean?
Like to sit down and put it together is what I just don't really have time for.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. Because I think you and I are similar in the fact that we understand, like, okay, if I do something, the first time I do it, I'm just not going to be that good. Like, that's okay.
Uh-huh.
Like, some people don't understand that or always want it to be, like, perfect. And it's like, just fucking do it, and then you'll learn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, I just have to fucking do it.
Yeah. A lot of people have told me that it's just like they're nervous, like the stage fright or public speaking, and it's just so low pressure.
Yeah.
Like there's so few people and everyone's doing the same thing. It's
Yeah, would you say the majority of the audience is?
they're all usually all of them are.
Oh, that's cool then.
That's why there's like so few people.
Are we gonna do what we should we discuss?
What was that?
When we had floated this idea of doing stand up or trying an open mic before, and our idea to really position ourselves against the other open micers to feel better is to plant a heckler. One of us be the heckler.
Oh.
And so the whole idea was whoever is going up on stage, you come in kind of hot just to throw off everyone else's vibe, knowing that whoever's in the audience is on your side and a heckler.
Yeah.
But then the full rap is that it would be obvious if this heckler wouldn't heckle you, but you already have pre-built out crowd work for the heckler.
Yes.
So it all lands and everyone else fails. Because it's all about competition at the end of the day. Who's going to rise to the top?
I think if we play this clip back and then actually do it,
Yeah.
it'll be even funnier. I would like to add a few more elements of like unnecessary random things to hopefully make it more akin to Nathan For You in some way, like on their big strategies they make.
Yeah.
Like, and then at that point, Durbles bust through the door.
The second anybody else starts to get laughs, somebody drops a glass. But even if they're plastic glass,
Yes.
we will have a speaker in one of the backpacks of glass breaking noise.
Yeah.
Oh, and then and then we'll also coordinate a food delivery, a buffet that has been promised to anybody that's attending, but we'll make sure it suddenly arrives abruptly during somebody else's set. We could really just engineer just poor performance out of each set.
Just hire people to like start a FaceTime call in the audience. Just plant seeds.
Somebody walks in on a FaceTime call.
It's
And
just,
you have a bit about it later.
it's just it's just gerbils and like different
I'm walking
outfits.
into this stand up right now. Hey, I'll call you later.
Oh, I dropped my glass.
God damn it, I dropped my glass. You hear that?
And then like 30 minutes later, he'll be on the other side of the room with a wig.
Well, yeah. Or we just have somebody pretend to be, what we could really do to throw people off is have an interpreter, a fake interpreter up there as well.
Oh, like with the Kendrick Lamar thing.
Yeah, but to have them like oddly in front of their point of view, so you know that it's like distracting them. Like wherever they go on stage, the other person kind of mirrors.
Just follows.
Yeah,
Click follow.
That would be fun. How else could you secure an easier path? Because it's a hard thing to do, is stand up. So how do you... I think an easy one is just clout. Clout helps a lot.
I was just thinking of the open mics I've been to, like, and us actually doing that. Dude, I think if we, like, put cameras on the side, like, just people who are just viewers,
Yeah.
who are just, like, giving us different camera angles, and we map out the plan, if we actually do, I would be willing to do this. We could get a POV with glasses and stuff.
Yeah, we have the secret.
Yeah. Planted hecklers.
Planted hecklers.
I'm sure it's been done before.
I bet it's got it. I bet they do that. I mean, like I was saying, like clout is a thing. That's why like Matt Rife is somehow big and he's not funny. You know?
He's just really sexy.
Yeah, like he's like British hot too. He's not even like you know what I mean by that?
No, is he not American?
No, yeah, I think he's American, but like you know how like a British dude would, if he was American, would just kind of be ugly, but for some reason girls think he's hot. Sabrina Carpenter's boyfriend.
I don't know who that is.
Did you watch Saltburn?
No. I watched Dune last night.
What'd you think of that?
It's really good. I only watched the first half.
Of episode 2?
No. Dune. Just Dune.
Just Dune, not Dune 2?
No. I'm excited to watch that one as well. It's pretty
This
epic.
motherfucker? People are trying to say he's hot. He's dating Sabrina Carpenter, and that's British hot. That's kind of like Matt Rife. Like
he's got something to him.
Austin Powers. That's the joke
That
about
did
British
look like
hot.
Austin
You know,
Powers, kind of.
like yeah.
Probably a really hairy chest.
Shagadelic.
What are some other Nathan for you schemes we could do?
I've been saying a big Nathan for you scheme that you could do is like it would be more like a troll that rather than like a design setup, but it would be helping, or it would be like pickleball focused, and it's all about taking like a hooper's mentality to the pickleball courts, where it's like, hell no, this is my court, I play it, I won, like king stays, all that shit, and like, but also just talk mad shit, like and won, all that. like you gotta, I think that would be hilarious, because the sticks up those people's asses sometimes is pretty crazy.
Pretty sure we were doing that last time we played Quinn.
Honestly, I think Quinn would be an integral part to any troll, because he will run with it. So or do you have anything else on that?
No, go on.
So recently I just got a season pass at I got a season pass at a ski place, and we got a family bundle. And the theory the whole time was, okay, it's just 4 people, we can do it. As we pull up to go do it, we suddenly realize, like, oh shit, we're stupid. Like, you obviously have to be family or something. So we're driving there, all 4 of us, and we're putting together this elaborate web of where we all live, or how we're all related.
Yeah.
We're going off of, we're learning the other person's like parents' names, so it's not confusing and easy to remember. Quinn the whole time is, I'll take the lead. I'll take the lead, don't worry. No, if they don't give it to us, I'm gonna freak out. We're literally giving them $1,000. And dead serious the entire time about, I got this. And we went up there, and he's, as we were like almost to the desk, we're like trying to time it out so that we get like just like a younger person, just like a pushover.
Yeah.
So you could just steamroll. And it's like, dude, I'll literally freak out. And I'm like, that's not the solution.
Uh-huh.
And we went up there, and he did the damn thing. He was ready. We didn't even discuss it, but he's like, yeah, we're all related. And then she's like, okay. And then it was kind of an awkward silence. He's like, we're all related. And it's like extra awkward. She's like, okay, but he's like, and we all live at the same address. No, he's like, and we all live at the same place. We're roommates too. Keep in mind, this is an 18-year-old. Like maybe 18. Like probably like cool job, lives in the area.
Yeah.
Sick. Just getting steamrolled by a guy with a faux hawk. Anyways, we ended up getting it, and it wasn't straight bowling. I will say, like, this person didn't quite know how to do the family pass or something, or we all had to give them our info and say the same address. Not in like a interrogation method, but just like one at a time.
So he wasn't even like smooth.
No, it was brute force entry. Just not like, hey, will you do us a favor? Like,
yeah.
And I will say it wasn't straight bowling though, because she didn't know how to do something, and like the supervisor came over, and I think that was kind of the moment where it was like, okay, if anything were to happen. And then once the supervisor like told her what to do and obviously saw the sitch, she was like, okay, I'm good, and didn't give a fuck. But holy shit, was I just like, that's incredible.
Did you keep your composure?
Yeah, I kept my composure until he started to slip in. He took it too far because he. Okay, so we're up there and we're all getting our pictures taken, and we're like, then they're like, okay, like for your card, do you want a lanyard? And I'm like, yeah. And then Trevor goes up and he's like, do you want a lanyard? He's like, yeah. And then Juju goes up and he goes, no. And then Quinn's like, Juju, you need a lanyard. Just make sure you don't put it on my hook. Like, as if we lived together, and like started taking the bit too far. He's like, I don't even know where my jacket is. Have you seen it? Like throwing in little things like that where it's like, we don't need to do that.
Yeah. If that was like any like average person, that probably wouldn't be very funny, but just because it's Quinn.
Yeah, I guess for listeners, I think everybody's probably got a friend like this. Quinn is loved. He's just a different breed. I think if you've ever seen Dinner for Schmucks, you know, like he'd be chasing ring 7 right now. Like, he is the most unique person you've ever met, and yeah, just as a unique guy.
The first time I ever heard about Quinn you were showing me his Snap story when he was trying to figure out ways to get to gain weight as fast as possible, and then I added him after that, and the conclusion he reached was that he just has to chug chocolate milk, just chug whole milk, chocolate milk, and he's like, there's like 3,000 calories in this.
Yeah.
And he put on weight fast, too.
He has the voice of just an online pervert. Like, it is. Yeah, so I'm drinking 3 thick chocolate milks today. Like NPR meets just pervert. And it's incredible. Yeah, that was a trip. He was a race to 200. If you could imagine, like, you know how people are Instagram like fitness freaks tracking their macros. This is in like high quality. This is someone that is a Google Pixel user doing Snapchat vlog style gate race to 200 pounds. And this was accompanied by shirtless photos and weigh-ins every night.
He kept us up to date.
And it wasn't just sending it to us.
No.
It was on his
story.
On his public story. And keep in mind too, throughout college, he worked with like high schoolers, like at schools. So he for sure added those kids. We might have to cut that part right there.
I'm not sure what you mean.
That.
Like after they graduated.
Yeah. After they graduated.
Yeah. You know, that's funny that he added them after they all graduated and were in college.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was, I mean, I still do kind of think he's gay. Or maybe not fully, but like a little, because he will frequently, one of his responses if he swipes up to that's hot. Or just fire emojis. Hot.
Yeah. Like, I think there's something there, right? Where maybe, like, sarcasm sometimes just will not land with him. But also at the same time, I think he thinks, like, I think he just stumbled upon, like, no homo. Like, he thinks that's, like, one of the funnier jokes, you know? Is calling something hot, or, like, oh, that's, like, a meal. Like, you'll send him, like, a dish you made that's hot.
It's a response to mostly everything.
Mostly everything, and I think I envision him sitting there like, oh, like, oh, I got him.
Just playing Catan on his phone.
That's Max. That's not a Quinn trait.
Quinn ventured many miles to play Catan with you all.
He did. He would drive from Mankato all the way up to Golden Valley just to play Catan.
It's true.
So, actually, speaking of Catan and Quinn, I don't know who listening to this, if anyone is, but if you've ever played Catan, it's a fun game. It's Risk meets Monopoly, and it lasts about 30 minutes if you're proficient in it. In college, we got absolutely obsessed with Catan, so we started to do ranked Catan. Mm-hmm. The ranking system was simple. If you won the game, you got 3 points. If you got second place, you got 1 point. If you got third place, you got no points, just an even. If you got last place, you lost a point. Keep in mind, this is a 4-player game, so we kept track for... We called them seasons, and seasons were months. I think it was about 4 months. Whoa. At the end of it, it was myself and Trevor at the top with probably around 100 to 200 points. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the other +1 players that would come in, other roommates and whatnot, all were above 0. And then there was Quinn at 0, perfectly, 4 months later. I think he had only ever won 1 game, but just every night fought so hard just to go after those wins. Oh, yeah, we got to get him on the pod.
That'd be fun. We would have to do like a shorter episode though.
I know. Yeah,
Quinn's like,
you get them in the zone for 30 minutes, and the other 3 hours are kind of tough.
that's all you need.
All you need is
A good 30 from Q.
Oh my, big Q, the QAnon. I think we're reminiscing a lot about a lot of people throughout like 20s and whatnot, and as we're getting towards 30, 29, it's pretty interesting seeing where like I think a lot of guys in particular hit like their certain ceilings or find their ceiling in their 20s.
Ceilings for what?
Just like what they want out of life, or like I don't think making a guy truly happy or feel content is as hard as maybe the other gender, but yeah, a lot of guys just find their thing, just kind of settle down.
What's an example of someone doing that?
I think like you have some guys that it's just like sports. That's fucking it. Like Minnesota sports, they're or gung ho on one team, and like that's the identity. You know.
Mm.
I don't know. I think that was like the only thing on my list that I haven't gotten to was just being 29, almost 30. Looking back at it.
Where do the years go?
Well, 3 of them got obliterated to COVID. So that was kind of a time portal.
How do we know we're in the good old days before they're the good old days?
I think once you... I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. That means we don't know yet, so we might just be in the good old days still.
It's also possible we just remember things better than they were.
I think they were pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, drones.
Oh,
What's your take on all this drone shit? Yeah.
the birds?
The birds. We've always known about the birds. That much has always been true.
Yeah. We just didn't know where they were coming from.
You've never seen a baby pigeon.
No.
Find me one picture.
I'm not sure there is one.
But no, actually, what is if you had to guess right now, what would you think the drones are?
What do you mean?
The drones in New Jersey and New York that are just flying around?
The bird drones?
Those bird drones? What do you think of them?
I'm not sure. Probably China.
If I had to guess, it's probably us.
China.
China. I think it's us. I think we all want it to be aliens, but I think it's probably us testing out like the stealth bomber rolled along, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we just suddenly are making borderline spaceships. I think this is probably the next wave, and they're probably just testing them out.
Now, do we have any video of them flying around? The bird drone people?
Bird drones, yes, we have a China video. They actually just made it public that they made a bird drone. Again, that's what they're releasing right now. I think they're up to some shit.
Did you want to sauna cold plunge today?
I would love to.
Okay, I have a reservation for I think it's 6:45 and 7.
6:45 and 7.
So we might need to end this here.
Perfect. I think I'll end with my one hobby lately is I made a burner Twitter account. And what I'm trying to do is just farm engagement. And so whenever there's relevant headlines, I try to just go super like almost like schizo on it. So like for example, like with this whole drone thing, what I do is I just take like 4 or 5 relevant things and try to mix them together. So like
You're connecting the dots, basically.
yeah, I'm playing Connect the Dots, Connect 4 over here. Um, this one had a couple bookmarks by people and like a couple hundred views, whatever. But you know how like Google just had that breakthrough in quantum mechanics?
Yeah.
I was like, quantum breakthrough, proving parallel universe theory. What if those East Coast drones are pings from another reality? Starlink 5 in a multiverse. Physics is looking less theoretical every day. I've just been firing these off for a few days, and they're just like starting to get views and bookmarks. So I think people are like bookmarking this. Like, once it comes out, that might be fucking it, dude. If fucking Yoshida Ravenel knew it, or
Once you make an accurate connection and something happens and you can reference the tweet from a long time ago,
oh,
people can be like, what else was he right about? Do you want to share the handle for that, or are you just gonna let it cook?
I think I'm gonna let this thing cook for a little. I'm gonna let it marinate. Yeah,
Yeah. I like putting things on the back burner.
yeah, let it grow.
And then when it's ready, they'll know. Is there anything else you want to promote to all of our listeners here in our community?
I think if there's one thing, bring back shame a little bit. I think if you feel like you're doing something wrong, you probably are. Recognize it. If you don't feel good about something you did, recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good moral of the story of our conversation.
I did forget one thing. We need to figure out the series name.
Oh yeah, the series name. Fuck, I had a really good one earlier. Now I can't. It came to me during the pod.
Damn.
Oh, here I'm just gonna write it down before.
Okay. I would like to do a very elaborate stand-up scheme. Nathan, for you style.
I would love to put together a nice plot.
That
No.
that I mean it does work because
We were there.
we were there. We can't.
We can't.
So
We were shootout.
damn.
It's a story for another time.
Story for another time. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I can't believe that.
I'm glad we're alive.
I know. Yeah, I think otherwise it would be like I don't know. Like my mind goes to like Hokage Summit, but that's gay. I think like
The wind.
the church bells for the cathedral. Or like
Damn, we'll probably have to have cathedral reunion episode.
I think so.
It's just like
Get Grant in here, make him show us his betting balances and all the sites. Moment of truth.
all right. Well, we'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll think of a name for this, and
This won't go on for a while yet, anyway. So, all right. Thank you for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing where your Twitter burner gets for
Let's
the next
go.
episode.
I'm excited. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Peace.